If you're just joining us, this is Jumpstart on ITV with the Egbon, and today we are going to be looking at branding. Now, everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to make it in life, but we need to understand some of the things that go into doing this. There's a reason why when you think of certain products or certain people, you look at them as luxury products or luxury or elite people, and then you look at other products and it doesn't have the same connotation. Why? Very simple. One word: branding. So branding is essentially the process of creating a distinct identity for your business in the mind of your target audience or your consumer. In simpler terms, what branding means is how you portray yourself to the people that you want to sell yourself or your services to. In a bid to learn this, I thought instead of me teaching you the little I know about branding, why don't I talk to somebody who has built not just one legendary brand, but a lot of legendary brands. And when we come back, we will be talking to a legend behind some of the legendary brands you know today. Don't go anywhere.
Commitment, diligence, staying hungry is very important. With every level of success comes the temptation to relax and get into that space where you lose the hunger to push harder, to do more. That's probably what some people call complacency. The industry, like most things in life, is very dynamic. So yesterday's successes are great, enjoy them, but we focus your energies on new challenges because there's always some new frontier to conquer. There's always stuff to learn. There's always stuff to unlearn, and there's always stuff to relearn. So yeah, I think that's basically what I'll say is responsible for the key ingredients for longevity in anything one does. Exceptional talent, first and foremost. I mean, it's like attraction, male to female or female to male. If someone good-looking, well-dressed walks past, you are likely going to notice that person before you even find out if the person has the right attitude, if the person is a decent human being, if the person, all of that. So the first thing is gorgeous, exceptional talent. But of course, talent is not enough, as you must have heard a million times. And that's so true, because out of 5, 6, 7 people that you meet, and you can clearly say this person is exceptionally talented or specially gifted, the other factors would determine how much of that basic raw material you can harness to build something big, something enduring going forward. So at face value, Supervisor is a generational talent from the get-go. From the first time I met him one-on-one when I was editor at Hip Hop World magazine, and he walked in with his ex-bandmates, Blackface. And they kind of like auditioned, because they didn't have a demo, they didn't have a song recorded, because no cassette, no CD. They said the Plantation Boys, and they could sing, and we're like, okay, anything we can play. They said, nothing, let's get sing. Let's be the judges of if you really can sing or not. And once they hit the first notes, we all just knew that this is a special, guy. But beyond the talent, he also, probably more than a lot of the other great talents we worked with, he also understood that skills and abilities or talents can be complementary, should be complementary. So if you're a great singer, you probably need to work with also a great producer, or songwriting team. It will enhance the quality of your outputs. If you have a great production and songwriting team and you're a fabulous singer, if you have a well-positioned record label, it will help push what you have to a bigger audience and help you attain greater levels of success. If you have the right management, if you have the right PR, that era was very unstructured. A lot of people who came through that period didn't have the benefit of proper music business education. A lot of us it was basically passion and more passion. So people didn't have training, people didn't have proper background knowledge of the business of music. But from an early stage, Innocent Idibia, aka Two-Face Idibia, aka Tubaba, understood the need to find factors, to find individuals, to find organizations with complementary abilities. So while he is an exceptionally gifted songwriter, singer, performer, he also knows that someone almost equally gifted in organizing, in managing, in promotion, in the record label space, in PR, you need to complement, what he does so that he can get better results. And I think that's the basic understanding that made us click, and that's the basic, factor that kept us together for a very long period. It's that understanding that it's symbiotic, that we need each other. You might be the foreground figure, you might be the guy, the face they know, the voice they hear, but there's the backroom staff, there's a group of people who do stuff that's really, really important to your success, and you deal with them fairly, you deal with them respectfully, you deal with them properly in the right way, then you guys can grow together. So first of all, let me clarify something. Wanting to be desperate to be successful is a positive. Because you use the word successful, you didn't say they're desperate to make money or they're desperate to blow, right? If you're desperate to blow, it has its positives, but there could be pitfalls in that desperation. If you're desperate to make money and just get money, then you might find yourself turning towards, pursuing some shortcuts to get to that money. But if you want to be successful, it means what you want to do is you want to succeed at a pursuit, at an enterprise. That hunger for success ought to make you, first of all, seek proper understanding and knowledge of the game that you're playing. That success encourages you to put in the necessary amount of work and hours and effort and all of that to get to your goal. That hunger for success also encourages you to know the right kind of people or institutions to align with, so that you can get to that success. So for young people who want to be successful, they just have to understand that if they do the things they need to do diligently and consistently enough, every day takes you one step closer to your goal, ultimately, which is success. No matter how daunting it looks, even the things that you do and the result come as if it's failure. Those are not failures; they are lessons. They are steps there's steps in your journey to success. So I'm a big fan of young people who want to succeed, but young people who want to be famous, who want to make a lot of money without recourse to a properly developed approach, a proper structure, a proper process. Most of the times they they run into all kinds of trouble in that mad haste for you want to ball, you want to be in the flyers cars, you want to roll with the flyers girls and all of that stuff. Yes, so that is the part that is laced with a lot of landmines and all kinds of temptations and issues. But the hunger for success is actually a big positive. I think one of the cardinal lessons is the importance of having enough money. For a long time, a fully long time, maybe it's something in me just didn't prioritize making as much money as one could make, right? And why do I say that? At this point in my life, I've come to the realization that a couple of things because again, money is money. People say money is the root of all evil, but I also think that money is the root of all good, right? The ways I want to be of use to you, the ways I want to be of assistance to your journey, the more funds I have available, sometimes the easier it is for me to make those positive impacts. I may not give you the cash. I might be able to okay, let me finance a top quality music video if you have a great song. Let me pay for 1 year retainer for a decent lawyer, to work with you and guide you through stuff. Let me, make some funds available, even with the industry structures that we've tried to build around processes, around institutions, around collective management and all of that. When I think about it today, if any of us in that space 20 years ago had $500 million to invest in just the process of fixing things, we would have fixed it, way quicker, because we can get everything we need. We get the best lawyers. We have consultants. They can work their way to the National Assembly. They have the staying power. They have the resources. Put pressure on the key individuals in the place, in the seats of authority, and get them to pass the right kind of laws. I wish I realized much earlier how much good you could do with enough money. Yes, that's the key. That's the key stuff for me. My play is really about creating solutions. It's funny. Most of the things, like you mentioned, I do quite a lot of stuff. I've done quite a lot of stuff. And the reason I do all of that, or the way I got into doing so much stuff is because I'm one person, I find it very difficult to allow obstacles limit what I can do. I'm a bit impatient. I'm not the kind of guy who's happy to fold his arms and allow somebody else's thoughts or belief or enthusiasm level determine what I can do, right? So if I want to do something badly enough, let's say, let me put it in practical terms. Fundamentally a writer, producer, music producer, right? So I'm working with artist A, and I think artist A is fantastic. I believe absolutely artist A is fantastic, but artist A needs some measure of media buzz. I try to fix that problem by creating channels for media buzz. If I believe that artist A, needs a fantastic music video, and I cannot afford, we cannot readily afford, So what I grew into this space wanting to scale obstacles. And in the process of scaling obstacles, I learned stuff. I mixed up with people. I learn a lot from them. Sometimes I befriend them, and they help, to solve problems for us. So my key play is to walk into a project, walk into a space, and have people around have a sense of assurance that there's someone in the room who is going to be an asset to the process, that's going to help to deliver a solution, right? So my legacy, I'd like it to be really more about the problems we're able to solve, the institutions were able to build, the processes were able to perfect. For example, collective management of copyright in Nigeria. I've been deeply, involved and committed to the process of resolving the issues around collective management in Nigeria since 2004 actively. That's about 19 years of time, energy, millions and millions of naira spent out of pocket, building the Music Business Forum, grew to become the AMBI-Pro, Association of Music Business Professionals, that gave birth to the music industry coalition, that delivered COSON, the Copyright Society of Nigeria. Right? I've worked with people to build the headies. I've worked with a lot of people to build, AFRIMA. I've worked with a lot of people, to build Buckwild and Breathless, a concert experience that offers something remarkably different from the plug and play DJ track 2 type. A platform where if you are a Nigerian artist and you ever watched a Michael Jackson on stage or Beyonce on stage, a Tina Turner on stage, and felt like, man, this is what I want to do. I want to go full blast. I want to give a big theatrical live performance. I want to work with like an orchestra, 24-piece band. I want to have, big sets. I want to work with 40, 50 dancers, and all of that. All those fantasies, all those ideas, you're basically describing Buckwild and Breathless, because that's what we create. We create that, those moments where a talent can look back and say, okay, I've done gigs almost on a weekly basis. I've performed this song on a weekly basis for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years or 10 years. But 1 or 2 of the biggest moments of performing this song was at Buckwild and Breathless, where, where we brought a huge masquerade on stage, where we came, so that's basically, what I want my legacy to be. I want my legacy to be the guy who walked through the space, brought solutions and helped to basically push the envelope to ensure that the process, the system, the industry got continually better and better every passing year. Thank you very much.
You're still watching Jumpstart on ITV with the Egbon, and I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I'm truly grateful for the opportunity to pick Efe Omorogbe's brain, because every single time I've heard him speak, I've learned a lot of life lessons. Until next time, you can follow us on social media at Jumpstart_ITV. As I've always said, this platform is for young people, and I would love to have you in a chair across from me as we talk about the things that you are passionate about, as we talk about your brand, and use this platform to promote your brand to the world. Until next time, I'm Egbon Cass. Enjoy the rest of your day.